Alright, so my name is Josh. I work at sweetmarinas.com. We're an online retailer of home coffee, roasting, beans, machines, home brewing, everything you need to create great coffee. What I've decided to do is just a complete roaster of every version of home coffee roasting imaginable. So let me give you a quick overview. Back in the olden times, people used to roast their own coffees, and they'd use little things like this. So you hook it up to your gas supply, you have a gas burner, and all you need to do to roast coffee is agitate the beans, so that's what the cylinder is for, to roll the beans, and to heat the beans, up until 450 or 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So you need to have something that gets pretty hot to roast coffee, but it's not rocket science, and it doesn't take fancy equipment. You can do it with a hot air popcorn popper from the 70s. You guys might have one of these sitting around in your cabinet. If you do, it's an air roaster. Last year we were at Maker Faire and we showed how you can roast with these air roasters. They have a solid bottom, like this, so not a grid that beans would fall into the heating elements and burn up, but rather a solid bottom. So there are many different models. We sell one on the site. It's called the West Bend Air Crazy. It's a crazy air popper that's newly created, or manufactured, and we sell it. It works okay. We roasted for 2 days last year on that, and you can burn it up eventually. So home coffee roasting it's not for the faint of heart, but at the same time it's easy to do, and if you pay attention to the process, you can learn a lot about coffee roasting and about the things that you like in coffee. So that's a gas model. Here's a model that you would put right on your stovetop burner. So starting kind of at the bottom edge, we have the air popper and the stovetop. So this is a popcorn maker, a Whirley pot. Has a crank that will agitate the beans and a hot plate to provide the heat. And so after my little introduction, we're just going to start roasting crazy amounts of coffee on 4 different machines. See if we can blow the circuit, or I don't know, just have fun. I want you guys to see, you don't have to buy, this is the fanciest machine you can buy. It's called a Quest, and you can roast. I'm heating it up right now to 300 degrees, so I'm ready to drop a batch. Weigh out 200 grams of green coffee, pour it down the chute, make sure my door's closed. Down it goes, and starts roasting. Does anybody have a timer? Timer is really important to have. Just set it for now. I'll just set it and I'll tell you. It takes about 8 to 12 minutes to roast coffee, generally on home machines like this, small machines. A commercial roaster like Habitual probably roasts in about 12 minutes, 12 or 15 minutes. We have a 12 kilo co-op roaster in the warehouse, and we roast about 13 or 14 minutes roast time. So while that's started here, I'm gonna, these take longer than these two methods, so I'm gonna start this. This is the Behmor. Looks like a glorified rotisserie toaster oven. Basically what it is, the inventor, Joe Beam, came up with this idea of just using this sort of squirrel cage. I'll take half a pound of coffee, throw it inside, close the cage. It's got a square end and a round end. Seat it right in there. This is what's called a chaff collector. Explain that to you guys in a bit. Slide that in. In this case, I put a half pound in, so I choose a half pound setting. These are time buttons and profile. The profile is the amount of heat you add versus the time. So I'll just use a preset profile. I hit start, hit the light on, and there it goes. It's roasting. So it'll take a while for it to get hot. But you basically see it rotates rather slowly, applies heat, pours heating elements in the back. And in about 15 minutes, we'll have roasted coffee. So this is, in a way, this is kind of revolutionized home roasting because it's pretty affordable. It's around $300. This is like $1,300. So it's cranking away. It's got a little window. There's a little tiny dryer. It's pretty ridiculous. It's like a Mickey Mouse thing. So I'm going to pull 5 beans out. Let's see how they're roasting, and then put them back in. This roaster is not UL listed. It will burn the crap out of your fingers if you touch any part of it because it gets up to 450 degrees. So So when you're grabbing this one card, grab yourself and done that. I'm gonna fire up the other methods. I want to kind of have a roast off. So we got the air popper. Byron's gonna turn that puppy on. And he's gonna add just enough coffee so that it's slowly spinning. See how it's kind of slowly moving? That's what you want. You want some resistance so the beans are actually hoping to keep some heat in there. And that's what lets this thing get up to temp and actually roast coffee. Green coffee is half the price of roasted coffee. So a pound of green coffee, super high quality, that we source from all over the world, is literally half. So for $6 and $7 you can get, alright? You get the best quality coffee, you just have to roast it yourself. So it's important to learn about the roasting process and figure out the nuances. And of course, oh, it stopped spinning? Uh-oh. We might have blown the service. Yeah, we did. Well, I thought that would happen, so here we go. See if we can get it back up here. Yeah, how do you guys do up there?
A little slow, but it's going along.
You guys are probably aware of this. If you've gone to Pete's, Starbucks, places like that, they tend to roast their coffee very darkly. And what that does is it's a lot more bitter and milk and sugar, and it tastes great. But if you light roast your coffee, you're going to taste more of the origin character. And it really is very different. I can't stress it enough. Alright, so this sound that you hear, you hear that nice snap? What that sound is first crack. So coffee, as you're roasting it, when it gets to that initial hot enough to actually pop that silver skin, that chaff off the coffee, it's called first crack. It's really loud. And any time after first crack stops, you can end the roast and drink the coffee. And it would be pretty funny if you stopped right after first crack. So Byron is cooling this roast that he did. It's still pretty hot. He went past first crack and up towards what's called second crack. So if you think about it, the bean, as it's heating up, it's expanding, hits this first crack, boom, it pops off the silver skin. And then if you keep roasting it, the cell structure actually starts disintegrating and breaking down. And you're getting close to burning it. And second crack, it's more of a Rice Krispies and milk popping sound. And that's what, when you see a shiny bean in the coffee store, like, oh, it's nice and shiny. That's been roasted well into second crack. And the bean itself is breaking down. So Amanda has stopped her roast now, and she's cooling it in a colander. So she's just put it in this, just to get air flowing. And why do you need to cool it right away? Well, it's like a steak. If you were to take a steak, and instead of taking it off the grill, you were going to just turn off the heat and leave it on a hot grill, well, it's still going to continue to cook. And you're going to go beyond what you're trying to do. Our concept is more, it's DIY. Do it yourself, figure out what you like, see how you want to roast it, and just try different roast methods, Try a popper, maybe see if a friend has one of these. I mean, there's a big community of home roasters that get together and they share their roast with each other. We have a forum on the website. So anybody have a question? That's a good question. Yeah, the quality is different. Air roasters generally have a brighter taste, so a little more acidity, and that's because the coffee's being lofted with hot air going around it, so it doesn't develop as much body and as much depth, but it actually has a brighter sort of snappier taste. So some people really like air roast for that reason. Drum roast, where it's more in constant contact with these heating elements and in a hot chamber that's enclosed, tend to develop more and maybe tone down some of that acidity, so you'll have less of what's called brightness and more of a chocolate body type. So body is like mouthfeel of the coffee. All this kind of thing. Okay. That's another great question. So once you're done roasting coffee, you need to let it rest at least 24 hours. You could drink it right away, but it won't taste nearly as good as it would if you just wait. If you wait for a day, it does exactly what you say, it outgasses, so it's releasing carbon dioxide. Yeah, you could. All right, guys, thank you so much. Sorry my one roaster died, but there you go.